Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Bad Peace Podcast. I am your host, Tati, and of course, y'all don't see Monty here. She's going through a little something, so she'll be back soon. But today, I have a co-host, Augusta Foster. He has his own podcast. You can introduce yourself, Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is Augusta Foster, the host of the About Nothing and Everything pod, where we discuss everything, including the fact that ketchup is disgusting and you shouldn't be eating it unless you're a juvenile delinquent or a sociopath. Right now, I'm just being honest. That's my take. But right now, I'm currently working on my second book. My whole task in life right now, my ministry is promoting the healing and the progression of Black men, not just as men, but as fathers. And I'm glad to be here.
I am so happy to have you because you are out here informing the men, the youth, even young men, and even for us. Like, I'd like to listen to see, what be going on and what you're saying. Because I enjoy, like, even for y'all who don't know, we used to work together, and back in the day. Yes, back in the day, he just always had like some intellectual things to say, and he could pick your brain, and it was just always a good conversation. So
hood therapist.
Yeah.
Ghetto psychiatrist.
Exactly. So that's what I wanted him to be on here for today, because I've been going through healing, throughout the years myself, and you had spoke about on one of your podcasts about being healed before you have children. And
right.
Me, I don't have any kids right now, and
Thank God.
And I'm so glad.
I keep telling you to wait. I keep telling you to wait. I keep telling you to wait. Don't do it. Wait.
Yes. And I'm glad I haven't, because if I would have had kids, back in the day, I don't know, like I wouldn't be, I know right now I'm going to be a better parent than I would have been earlier in my younger days, because like you said, I'm still healing through some traumas that I went through as a child, and, from parenting from my parents, you know what I'm saying? So,
but that's the adult thing, like in the pod, that's why I discussed it. So normally what people do, specifically folk who look like us, they just decide, like traditionally in our community, mental health is like not necessarily looked down on, but it's not as important because, you got Jesus or you got Allah or whoever it is, you talk to Big Mama or your sisters. I was just, started the series, like you good, bro. Like just with us, we don't do mental health.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is like now you got all this bullcrap, trauma, weight issues that you should be fixing before you decide to have some kids, but you don't, because, you just want to have a baby. And like, I'm, speaking from experience, I've met far too many women and far too many men who, like you said, folk dealing with parental trauma. Instead of you dealing with the issue you had with your parents, now you feel like, oh, I'm gonna do a better job. Like, no, you need to fix that. Mm-hmm. Fix you before you do anything.
Yeah, because it's funny how, like, when you don't, you just say, I'm gonna do better than my parents, but you really not. You really still doing little things here and there that's fucking up.
Be the same.
Yeah, it'd be
the same.
Mm-hmm. And it'd be like, you don't, I don't know if they don't see it from the outside, but like, I mean from the inside, but from the outside looking in, we see it. Does that make sense?
No, it's so most people, like every day, like this past week, like my big word is like it's my favorite word right now is accountability. So, when you have, if you don't have accountability, you ain't got shit.
Yeah.
Like you don't.
Yeah.
Accountability, you don't have shit. So when you're accountable for yourself, you'll sit up and be like, like you said, folks, oh, well, I'm going to be a better parent. All right, cool. How you going to do that? Well, like for me, I always say, oh, yeah, I'm going to be a better parent. All right, bro, how I'm going to do that? I peeped up and looked up. I was like, God damn, I got 4. Like, out of nowhere, I got 5.
I get 4.
Yeah. But it's like they just showed up. But I had to be accountable to be like, okay, not just say, oh, I'm going to be better than my dad was who left me. But like, how do I do that? Most folk, they don't see it because they don't want to be accountable. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to just live life and not have to answer. I tell every female who I know, my grandfather told us years ago, any man who don't answer to nobody is a dangerous nigga. So I tell every female who I know, if that man ain't got no accountability, if he don't answer to nobody, that nigga treacherous. You shouldn't be making kids with him.
Yeah. Because even if he can't be accountable for his own actions, and this is like when even in his general life, you know what I'm saying, being a liar, you know, not only to, you know, his partner, his mom, his dad, and, you know, just not taking responsibility for the things that he put out to other people. You got to be a good person on the inside in order for your life to be, you know, smooth, and, you know, the karma come back around. If you probably think you out here, you know what I'm saying, living right, but you
use the key word, that karma.
Yes, it'll come back around on you, and then people wonder why, you know what I'm saying, their life is going, you know, another way, and you ain't been accountable. You're not being accountable for the things that you've done in your life.
Because it's just easier to just move and not have to like answer. Like it's way easier for me. It's way easier to make excuses than to make change.
Yes, that's
like,
very true.
I can make 1,000 excuses. Like, you know, I know enough. I get dudes who DM me and be like, hey, bro, you know, baby mom drama, how did I deal with this? And I always ask people, what did you do? Well, I mean, you got to understand, bro. Like, look, cuz the way it went down, I'm like, number one, like, don't cuz me. Like, number two, like, what? It's got to be on you first. Like, you can't tell her, what did you do on your part? If you can't give up what you did on your part, nigga, you wasting my time. You don't want to be better. You just want to feel good at the moment. Like, you want somebody to go sign your bullshit, and I ain't the one.
Right. And that's the thing. You have to have an open mind to listen to what other people are saying. If you coming to me asking me for advice, you know what I'm saying?
Preach.
Because let's just say in relationships, right? Let's bring it to relationships. Niggas and females be cheating.
I like the way all the time you didn't even say men and women. You was like these niggas. Niggas
and women, no, but yeah, men and women be cheated, right? And so a lot of the times, I mean, speaking for myself, let me talk about me. I've been in relationships where they cheating, and you know, I have like kind of stone cold evidence that you doing it, and my man still ain't being accountable. So, like, that's just a friend.
I watched that episode.
It's been a couple of episodes. Which one you talking about?
Like, I was like, you had all the evidence, and I was like, but you had them. You had them.
Yeah, and it's just like they still don't take accountability for what they did, and so when I'm out the door, it's like, now I'm the bad person.
So the greatest word of advice I get anybody, and I have a close buddy of mine who I've known for years and years and years since high school. Like you'll follow him on Instagram. His name is T Pull Fit. Like, he's juicy. He's jacked up. He got all the muscles. He be messaging me, telling me how I get the 6-pack. I like cheesecake. It's not gonna happen. But women being the DMs in this, and but we were all having a conversation back and forth. Somebody who I knew, who all knew us, like, in the conversation, said, hey man, why do we cheat? And the first thing, we was like, well, why are you saying we? Like, as if our business. But he was like, why do men cheat? And everybody had deep philosophical shit. And I just like, you cheat because you want to. Like, there's no, like, that's what it comes when I say, like, accountability. You could make all the excuses you want to. Like, ask somebody who's cheated. Guess the reason I did it. Because I wanted to. If you watching this and you didn't ever wonder, no, it was my man wasn't giving me attention. I wasn't getting good dick. She don't suck dick. She don't do this. You can say all that. You did it because you wanted to. Like, when folks just be, if you just honest enough with yourself with that, you could get better. But I mean, if you're gonna make excuses, you probably gonna keep cheating. Like, because you could keep coming up with excuses instead of changing your behavior.
Now, that's interesting because women tend to think that they can save or stop this man from cheating. And and it's terrible.
I gotta hear this.
It's terrible that we think that way. And we stick around because we're hoping that this is going to change. So what? Yeah. So what do you do? The best solution is to leave.
So it's funny. So I did an episode on that. Like I said, the About Nothing Everything pod. Go back and check it. I did an episode called "Build a Nigga." Like build a bear. And a lot of times, like I've known you for years. Like everybody who like randomly sees people who be like, "Oh, mutuals on Instagram. Oh, Tati. Yeah, I used to work with her. This and that." They be like, "Oh, it's Tati." I'm like, listen, Tati come from good family. She's solid. She's intelligent. This. And then they be like, "Oh man, what kind of dude she be dating?" I'll be like, every time I talk to Tati, I'll be like, I be praying for real. Like, please, no more niggas like this. No more niggas like this. But what ends up happening is, like, be real. Rarely do you see an ain't shit woman with an ain't shit dude. Normally, you see a very good, quality, educated sister with like a future, good head on her shoulders, all that, and she with a bum ass nigga. So me, I always ask like, "Fuck is you doing? What is wrong with you?" Yeah. So now when it comes to like, all right, well, he keeps cheating, he keeps doing that. You can't build that nigga. He's not going. If it's not in him, he ain't going to do it. Like the whole, he's not. He's gonna keep cheating. Like there's nothing any woman has ever done that made a grown adult ass man change his behavior. Like he has to want to do it. Mm-hmm. And if a man don't want to change behavior, listen with me. You think, oh, he gonna change for me. You not that special. He's not gonna change for you. It don't matter who you think you are. If he been ain't shit since he came out the womb and his mother couldn't change him and she brought him into the world, what's so special about you? He's not gonna change for him. You gotta want to do it for you. Yeah. If you don't want to do it for you, it's fake. It ain't gonna work.
And that's my thing too. At some point, it's like you gotta have more love for yourself. You got to love yourself more, and the self-worth. You got to know your worth. I mean, but there's also people who have seen this growing up, right? But and they see nothing wrong with it.
It's normal to them.
And I'm trying, I see a lot of it on Instagram where, the woman, is coming to social media, saying you kind of could, it's a little peek into their relationship. And so, it's turmoil. And it's just like, why do you still like stick around for this? Like, I feel bad. Like,
I genuinely, like, I've been asking women because I was like, look, I deal with a lot of men. So I just started asking like women, like, so my old lady is like, she got like hella degree. She like stupid, dumb, smart, like hella smart, like like all the paperwork, like the wall, like, yeah, she got all that.
Yes.
And I asked her, because like her profession is psychiatry and all that. I said, hey, so why do women stay? And she was like, well, and she gave me like a real deep answer. And I asked her, have you ever been in a bad relationship? Yeah. Why do you stay? Oh, no. I was like, well, what? I'm like, what you don't know for you? Wait a minute. Yeah. She was like, but sometimes I think naturally humans are, you want love and affection. Yes. And sometimes some people, I think they just been beat down so tough. Not that you will take anything, but mentally you ain't, like I said, you got to heal you. If you in a bad space with you, you'll take less from a nigga. You will gladly take less because there's some women out there who think, girl, my little piece of nigga.
Yeah, you just want a piece of a man. It's better than anything.
I'm like, but you hustling backwards. Like, that's stupid.
Because for me, I'm not trying to make myself seem like I'm so much better, but I have grown and I've learned some things and I've healed from some things, and I still have, I still got some things that I need to heal from. But
work in progress.
I know that I would rather be single than to have just a little piece of a man that's not giving me 100% of, you know what I'm saying, the best him.
You should. That should be a message you preach, because a lot of people don't get that. They rather, like you said, like you see it on social media. People let social media dictate far too much. Like, I'm sure you saw 2 days ago, they took all the likes.
Yes. Oh. And you know what? I wasn't on Instagram. So I didn't see the whole blowback. But I heard on Twitter it was going crazy. How everybody
was depression. It was depression for some folks.
Really?
It was, because there are people who, like, I be telling people, you know, like healing and working on you and all of that. Randomly that same day that the likes went down, I had just did a post where, like, I tell everybody, like, I don't do this shit for likes. Like, I'm not out here trying to encourage people for likes. Like, I don't give a fuck if I got 12,000 followers, 1,200. Like, if one person is like, man, you're like, man, my nigga, that really touched me. Like, yo, bro, like,
you did your job.
That's enough for me.
Yes.
So on that day, like, it's people who they're not good with them. So when you look up and, you know, I don't be wanting to take shots at the OnlyFans girls. I don't. I don't. Nothing against anybody who does it.
Yes.
You know, I know somebody gonna be in your comments and be like, what are you saying about OnlyFans girls? Bitch, I'm getting this papered up. But it's like, that instant validation, like, niggas getting high on likes.
Yes.
So like Instagram took that off, but that's why I be like, yo, you got to do better for you.
Yeah.
Because folk will sit up and they won't be right with them and they don't get those likes. And now it's sadness.
Yeah. It's sad. It is really sad that our world has come to that, like, validation from motherfuckers we don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's just like, why does it have to be so, I guess, weigh so heavy on who you are just by getting these likes?
Because niggas and women wasn't getting hugged and kissed by their parents on every time. So now, you know,
true.
Stranger, like,
that's true.
like I said in our prior conversation, folks, if you're not getting this type of shit, like, at home, you gonna find it somewhere. Like, everybody black told you, you know, when you was in church or whatever, if you don't get this at home, they gonna find it out there in the streets. If you're not getting hugged and liked and good affection and positive affirmations at home, you belong to the streets.
Yes.
That's what it's gonna be.
So that's what I'm saying. So back to your series about Hug Your Son. Sure. What is this all about for you?
So every Monday I do a thing called Man Talk Monday. And I just decide, you know, like I said, I just was like, yo, it's Monday, it's the beginning of the week. Like, let me uplift you niggas, give y'all something to, like, think and ponder on. So this past week, like, I don't like the word toxic masculinity. Like, I think it's bullshit. Mm-hmm. Like, specifically as a black man, like, I feel like anytime I hear a black woman say it, I'll be like, you be around them white folk. Like, you around them white women too much. And they done told you it's like, it's not. Mm-hmm. Like, your son wanting to be a little boy is cool. Hell, your son playing with a Barbie doll. Shit, I don't care. Let him play with a Barbie doll. That's not important. I'm like, but niggas have grown up to a point where, like, the idea, like, one of my cousins hit me on the DM for that same thing. He said, look, man, he said, bro, we really did think everything was gay back in the day. Like, we made school gay. We made playing instruments gay. Like, I did football, tap dancing, ballet, basketball, track. I was in the choir. I did drama club for like all the stuff that was labeled like gay. But like, when I would go to the neighborhood, where nobody was like, that's gay.
Right.
But you would hear it at school, and I'm like, man. But then at the same time, I was secure in it because my pops who raised me, my stepfather always was like, good job, son. Mm-hmm. I love you. Appreciate you. So I never thought like, oh man, me participating in this is gay. So now you fast forward to this generation, niggas don't want to hug their son. They don't want to like kiss their son on the head or give their sons any kind of affection. And as a black man, it's real dangerous because people, you know, you think about sexual crimes and things like that, not to go to a bad place, but like, we always assume girls. And, you know, like, you got R. Kelly's out here. But then it's like, listen, for every dad, you got boys. Like, there's dudes right now who both of us know like some black men in our lives who niggas thugged out, tough, super crippin', die moves to the top, all of that. They the hardest nigga you've ever met. And they was touched as a boy. And it wasn't their fault. It had nothing to do with them and everything to do with they felt that love from somebody else. And like my whole deal is you gotta give your son that love now so that when he grows older, whether it be from a man or woman, like this, he don't got to get it from nobody else. He can get it from you. Like you should be comfortable enough as a man to give your son the same amount of affection and love that you give your daughters.
Right.
Because if you're not, you's a fucking loser.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like, I feel like a lot of men don't know how. And that's the thing. Where did it start from? What's the root of them not knowing how to give affection to their sons?
Outside of just dudes being like plucked out of the house, you know, like black men being locked up and all that other stuff, there's like specifically like in our culture, like one of my favorite cousins is like gay, not like regular gay, like
he flamboyant.
James Charles, like James, like okay. James Charles, like what's like old boy on Pose, like that's where he at.
Yes.
Like, but I'll talk to him, and he's very adamant about telling people like the black community isn't like homophobic. He said, but niggas are like afraid to look gay at the idea of like, and I'm like, yo, you somewhere in the history, like y'all connected love for your son, love for your brother as like, yo, nigga, that shit gay.
Yeah.
Bro, so it's gay for you to tell like your best friend, like your homeboy just gave you a kidney, like while you was in the hospital.
Nigga,
like,
I love you.
Yeah. You ain't gonna make it. Like, man, bro, like, I love you. Nigga, get out of here with that gay shit. Take my kidney. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, I got to tell you, nigga, I love you for this, bro. Yes. Thank you. But it is like, what do you call it?
It's painted as weakness.
Yeah. And it shouldn't be. And it
ain't weak.
Yeah, I don't think at all. And it makes men unable to communicate their feelings, and you know what I'm saying, it turns into not only, you know, with their kids, but in relationships, it trickles down to everything. And you know, they can't communicate in school, and it's not. Yeah, it's just not you gotta start at home, and you gotta love your kids, and you gotta, you know.
And you hit it on the head. It starts, if it don't go there, it's not just, it affects them everywhere. You know, now you got, you know, a 30-something-year-old dude who don't know how to express himself to his woman or nobody else, and he fails at life because he don't know how to, you know, express himself.
And I think that's very important. Period.
Yeah, because
now,
you know, this next generation, you know, unless you want the next generation of, you know, a whole nother round of futures, but you know, that's another discussion.
But see, that's my thing too. Because we know about Future, right? Future, dibble and dab and everything. But the thing is, it's women too who's accepting of that. Like, I don't mind. Just like with I don't know if you've seen the Nick Cannon thing where he had 3 different girls on Valentine's Day, and he sent them the whole same little package, and they like didn't care except for one of them.
So the wildest part to me is like, so just as a side note, always view it like this: like if you got paper, nobody ever says you a deadbeat there or you ain't shit. Like Future got like 8, what do you got, like 8, 9 kids?
Yeah, he got a lot of damn kids.
8, 9, by like 8, 9 women legitimately. Like Nick Cannon is 3 for 3. And like nobody be like, man, these niggas is hoes. These niggas are none of that because they got bread. Meanwhile, like I know people who see me and they go, oh, you know, how many kids do you have? Oh, I have 5. Oh, where do you work? Well, you know, my youngest by this woman, my 4 by my ex-wife. God, dog, you got 2 baby mamas. I'm like, 2. I'm like, how many do you have? Well, I got 6 by 6. I'm like, wait, bro. I was like, hey, I was married. Like you got
right.
When you got paper, folk don't paint you that way. But so I want to ask you a question. You know, since we brought up Future, and I'll let you move on with your next question. Thoughts on Lori Harvey and what Boosie said?
My thoughts. I now okay. I don't think what Boosie said was toxic or like crazy to me.
They finna drag you.
I don't think what he said was crazy because it's now it don't the thing is it's a double standard for sure, right? But the thing is Lori Harvey is I guess a public figure, right? And the thing is her relationships are exposed every single time. The thing is too, she is messing with friends. And that's where I have
She's messing with who?
friends. Like
Friends?
yeah, like Diddy. Well, Diddy and Justin was they. I mean, that's his daddy, and then
she slept with. Wait, she was with.
Yeah, Diddy and Justin, and then Akon brothers Boo is friends with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's a lot fast. You know what I'm saying? I think. You know, if you want to be undercover, you know, do your shit. But every time, and it's whole ass relationships, fast. And I'm just like, it's a bit much.
I'll leave it at this. I applaud her for being in a relationship with Future and escaping without,
Yes.
having
a baby.
You know,
yes, good job.
Kudos to her because these other,
Yes, but some people. But let me ask you this though: do you feel like some people are having his kids because of who he is? Because not like that. I'm not promoting abortion, but niggas could go to the clinic. And who knows? You know, Lori Harvey may took some Plan Bs or whatever the case may be. But if you know what type of nigga that is, why would you want to have his kid?
So here's what happens, in my honest opinion. This is no slight to anybody who watches this. If you're a woman and you have however many children by 3 or more men, you the problem. You're the problem. If you're a dude and you have however many children by 3 or more women, you're the problem. So my whole deal with Future is this: he's problematic, he's toxic, he's an issue. That nigga, I talk about Future every episode on my pod because I say what women say they want Russell, but stay fucking with Future. So like you'll go through all this Future pain. Well, one day I'm gonna get me a Russell. You can have your Russell all the time.
They don't really want Russells.
But that's the problem. So now all these women say, I really want me a Future. To me, to answer your question, the real reason most of these women are dealing with Future is, let's call it what it is. It's an easy bag. Like it is like I'm doing an episode on child support. You end up on child support as a man for one of two reasons. One, you ain't shit. You don't engage with your children. You don't care for them. You don't give time. You don't do anything you did. That woman didn't lay down on her own to make them kids. She shouldn't have to raise them. That's one. The second reason, your relationship ended back.
Well, see, yes, I agree. I agree. And the thing is, too, I want to go back to, women wanting to wrestle but fucking with the Future.
Y'all don't want to wrestle. Y'all don't.
Most of the time, okay, I'm gonna say this. Most of the time, women
Let me hear this lie. Hold on.
No.
Go ahead.
I think women want the in-between. And the in-between still ain't no better. It's better than Future, but it ain't no Russell. And so that's where the problem comes in my opinion. Because Russell's too nice. You know what I'm saying? Women don't know how to take love from somebody that is too nice. Because, he's too clingy and he doing this and I can't.
But that's the problem. So what happens is, like, you see Russell, the nigga got on Sperry's and a Hawaiian shirt, and like people are like, oh, he's a sucker, he's a simp. You talk about all the bodies that Sierra had and all of that, but really, like, when you look at Russell, like, people look at him and they say he's absolute square.
Mm-hmm.
And for some women, they would say he's safe. And I think I like the relationship Sierra and Russell had, because this is what I feel like for most of the women who you discuss. I could agree that kind of want the in between. But I think a lot of women have to go through a future stage to get to a Russell, because you want to appreciate a Russell. It's no different from a lot of men. Like, a lot of men, you got to deal with some Sin Santanas.
Yeah.
You got to deal with some Gloria. You got to deal with some Gloria Govans.
Yes.
You got to deal with some whoever you got to deal with a Black China until, you get a woman and really like to really appreciate her. Like, there's no joy without pain. So for a lot of women, you say, oh, I won't be a Russell. I won't be a Russell. No, you still want to go out to the club. Yeah. Like, it is what it is. Like,
yeah.
You still, you see a new challenge pop up on Instagram and TikTok. You want to bust it. Like, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, you still, like, I live in Atlanta now. Like, you can't want a Russell and be like, but girl, the All-Star game, it don't work that way. Like, you gotta choose.
You gotta,
most niggas who are like a Russell won't her like they don't. So for a lot of women, you got to go through a stage of where you got to get tired of Future. Like I said, for Sierra for 50, Bow Wow, Future. Which, side note, Bow Wow that nigga. Bow Wow's really that dude. Look, all of them, as a side note,
no,
whoever. Like, Shad, go down the list. Shad Moston.
Oh, well, yeah.
Shad Moston.
He didn't have him. He had some bad.
Shad the hat.
Yeah,
Shad,
he had him.
They make fun of Bow Wow. But no, you got to go to the future stage to get a Russell, because if not, you won't appreciate it.
That's true. And that's where I think my progression has been going in that route, because, baby.
You was like, no, it was future after future after future. Yeah.
No, it was like, let me see, who can I compare? It was like a Future,
Migos,
then a Nick Cannon, and then a fucking yeah. What's that one boy? What's Cardi B husband name? That motherfucker crazy too.
Migos.
That ain't his name.
I don't even know.
But yeah,
Offset.
Offset.
That's Offset.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go into, speaking of which, let's talk about my exes. Okay, so you say that you cannot be friends with your exes,
so for everybody who's listening, and like, you really hit my DM like, I disagree, and what did I tell you immediately? We can talk because yes. Let me tell you. Look. So here, look, your ex is an ex for a reason. Everybody say that. As a man, let me get a male perspective. As a man, if you are I don't have any woman who is a friend that I have had any kind of sexual contact. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that, like, friends with exes, like, that's a person a friend is somebody who you depend on, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
You brought them in a time of need. Like, you would invite them to your wedding. You would invite them to your baby shower. You could confide in them and trust them.
I might invite my ex to my wedding.
See, but now, so if I'm your husband, let me tell you what I'm doing. That nigga, that's who? Wedding's over. Wedding's over. You invited your ex. Because look, if it's a person who's an ex, to me, anybody who's an ex who you dealt with, you couldn't trust them to maintain a relationship. So now, like, even a friendship is a form of relationship. If I couldn't trust you, we was exchanging bodily fluids. How could I trust you to, like, I'm not trusting my exes to watch my dog. Like, I'm just not. Like, No, I'm just not. No, you an ex for a reason.
No, listen, okay. Because once you're out of the relationship, right? If you really had a strong friendship, I think that you could still be friends, because we were friends before. We were friends. We just, ended up having sex and taking this thing seriously.
See, but that's where I think it get tricky, where you really, this is why I say you can't be friends with your ex. And I also had a whole episode where I said you can't fuck your friends.
Yeah.
Because if you're really my friend, like I have 2 female friends who I've had for over a decade. Like they done been to baby showers, christenings, all of that.
Yes.
No sexual attraction, no nothing, ever anything like that. And the reason I can consider them my friends is not only has there been none of that, I never wanted that. This is where women make the mistake with men. You throw a nigga, let me give you a dude perspective. You throw a nigga in the friend zone. Oh, that's my friend. He's like my brother. That's my homeboy. We just all that bullshit. So now you say that. Meanwhile, like, this is the man who you've confided in when you're not talking to your dude. He know all the secrets. Hell, he damn near know when your period comes. Like, he's that close. He's that tight.
Yes.
He's so close that y'all have this compatibility. He'd be perfect as a mate. So now, because you might think of him as a potential mate, he can't really be your friend. Because all you doing is temporary. Like, that nigga's probably sitting up plotting, like, the second her nigga slip, let me tell you what's finna happen. Like, he's not your real friend because he's plotting to do it. The same thing with women. Oh, my homeboy, he's such a good man. He's a good father. He's that. Now she would Future, and her homeboy is Russell. She like, oh, girl, like, no. It's not working. Specifically with exes. Get the hell on. No.
I agree that they may be, waiting for the time, but it's up to me because no, it's not going there. It's not going there.
So here's the greatest. This the easiest test, and I talked about the spot. The easiest test to tell if your friend of the opposite sex or your ex is just cool with being your friend. Mm-hmm. Bring the new person around. Bring the new person around. Because when you bring the new person around and you watch the way they move, like they whole body language change.
Yeah, like, they're gonna be good.
My ex-wife met my old lady, who's my youngest daughter's mother. Mm-hmm. And the first time we met, it was like
tension.
My ex-wife was like, no, well, not from, my old lady, because, she's an adult.
Yes.
But times when I brought, oh, we're going over here to this function. Oh, she going to be there. All right, cool. And I had an ex-girlfriend. You could watch. Bring new dude around to some random event where former dude is. His whole energy. Yeah, gonna change. Specifically, if he say, "Oh no, bro, I know you and Tati, y'all good. I'm just ex. We just friends." Though. His whole energy gonna change.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a nigga who wanna get back in. Niggas be.
I'm not gonna lie about that. I agree.
Niggas be careful.
So you think that it's not a real friendship? It's just.
It's not. I can't have a real friendship with somebody who it's not gonna work.
Let me just ask you one more question. You have an ex-wife, right?
Right.
How long were y'all together?
6.5, at least 6.5 years.
Okay, so that was about the same 7 years with my ex.
Right. So
we became like family. Not, him and I, but I'm integrated.
Hold on. As a side note, like, do your people in your family be asking about how he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate them. I don't know them, but I hate them. They're dead to me. No. What? Don't be asking, how's she doing?
I think it's vice versa. It's because we were just like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we became.
Why did y'all end up? Y'all still so cute together. Y'all can't make it. No, like we're not together clearly because at that stage in life, it's
over.
No.
It's wraps.
It's
but it's like you can still pull up to mom's house and chop it up with his mom and. He still call my dad, it's stuff like that, but it's just not us. That makes me feel like we are still friends.
So the real way to tell if y'all are still friends
for him,
if If you and Current had an issue and it was like real tough and you was mad and y'all broke up, would you go back and sleep with old dude?
No.
Okay. So now here's the real question. If you did present him with the opportunity, would he take it? That nigga ain't your friend. That nigga ain't your friend. Get out of here.
Wow.
That nigga ain't your friend.
Wow.
That nigga ain't any man who is willing to risk a awesome platonic shared brotherhood, sisterhood with a female at the opportunity to sniff the hem of some vagina. That nigga ain't your friend. He's not your friend. That's cap. He wants that lap. That nigga lying. Lying. It's not your friend.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? I don't know what to do about it. I mean, we just gonna continue to be fake friends, I guess. Yeah.
Invite that nigga to the wedding and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know how that goes. But you're gonna be there too, so you better fly in for my wedding.
That's him. Look, see how this goes.
You gonna have world star. No, I'm just kidding. It better not. But yeah. It was nice having you on. I enjoyed your company. Is there anything you want the people to know before we get up out of here? Let them know all your socials and stuff.
Follow, the Instagram, Augusta C Foster, AUGUSTA Foster. If you can't spell Foster, your daddy didn't hug you. It's another book coming out. I do the Man Talk Mondays, the podcast about and everything pod. Thank you, for this opportunity. Monty, I want to say this, before I go out, for all of you who think that Scorpios are horrible people, who think that they are toxic and they're not right, you need to meet Monty.
Oh my!
That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't come for my sister.
No, she's great people. She's your sister. Yeah, my niggas go people.
But yeah, so Scorpios. I dated a Scorpio, and it was.
And you lived to tell the story. Yeah.
Yes, but thank God. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But wait, one more thing before we get out of here, because we do this at the end of every episode. We want the music piece, the song of the week for you.
The song of the week?
Yes.
All right, so this is going to sound real off because I'm a dude. The song of the week ain't a song of the week. That Jasmine Sullivan Hotel album.
I haven't heard it.
Listen. Woo! Listen. My spirit.
It feels.
Listen to it. It's I like Jasmine Sullivan. She's, I had long story short, I had somebody bust the windows out of my car when that song came out, and she recorded and played it, and it touched me. She was a Scorpio.
Oh my goodness. It all comes full circle.
Full circle.
Well, let me see. Mine's. What is mine? My song of the week would be Destiny's Child. Well, it was actually Beyonce, Dangerously in Love, because I am in love. I
can't wait for this wedding. I'm going to be in there.
Yes. You going to be crying?
I'm going to be in there crying, hugging my son. This is beautiful. My dudes is over in the corner like, that nigga gay.
Right. You be like, you need to hug your son, okay?
I'll be like, you better go hug your son, dog.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate you, and we will see you maybe on another episode. Or maybe we can come on your pod.
All right, we be out here. I love film live, from out here at these Georgia hours.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I gotta be up in the morning. Get ready because it's the All-Star weekend, and I had a baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you about to get out here? Well.
Yeah, in these streets.
Yeah, well, check his pod out, guys. Next week, we go see what his festivities was like. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.